Welcome to Seeing Green Solutions for Our Daily Lives, the podcast where we spotlight the brands, ideas, and people making it easier to live sustainably every day. Today's episode is part of our Spotlight series, a deep dive into one of our Seeing Green Solutionists of the day. And now, today's solution.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today's Deep Dive is part of the Seeing Green Spotlight series. We're taking a closer look at the Seeing Green Solutionists of the day and the real solutions they bring to help us all be, healthier and greener every day.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're finding these deep dives helpful for getting up to speed quickly and really understanding a topic, please do us a quick favor. Subscribe to the show. Follow us at Seeing Green Eco on social media. It honestly helps us keep doing this.
It really does. Thanks for that. Oh, and also just a quick mention. Had you checked out the new Greener Bites section on the website yet? I've been spending some time there. It's got a recipe of the day, features 25 greener food brands, really great planet-friendly inspiration if you're looking for that.
Sounds tasty. Definitely worth a look. But okay, let's shift focus into the home. Sustainable living at home, it's always a huge topic for our listeners, right? We get a lot of questions about it.
We really do. It's a favorite. And if you're trying to green up your own space, I definitely recommend checking out our past home episodes. We did one on greening my bedroom. Super relevant for today, actually. And we also looked at furniture makers Messiah Co. and Polywood. Because today we're zeroing in on the bedroom, specifically the mattress.
And our solutionist of the day is Avocado Mattress. So our mission today is basically to unpack their story, their growth, not just as, another successful direct-to-consumer company, but really as a brand that deliberately set out to change the game, to reshape sustainability standards for the whole home goods sector.
Okay, let's get into it. Avocado's origin, it sounds pretty straightforward on the surface. Started in 2016, right when that whole mattress in a box thing was booming. They just wanted a good mattress, affordable, felt luxurious, but also organic, non-toxic.
Exactly. But here's the twist, and this is where it gets interesting. They started looking, and they realized the market was, well, frankly, it was confusing, full of misleading info, what they called greenwashing and gray area. They just couldn't find a genuinely organic, non-toxic mattress they could actually trust.
So it wasn't just about spotting a gap. It was about fixing a problem they saw.
Precisely. So they basically said, okay, we'll do it ourselves. Their mission became being the most respected source for organic mattresses and, bigger picture, to raise the bar for sustainability in the home. And their foundation was built on using really high-quality certified materials right from the start. GOLS certified organic Dunlop latex, GOTS certified organic cotton, and organic wool.
Okay, so that focus on materials and standards was there from day one.
Yes. And what's fascinating is how they grew. Their model wasn't just about convenience like so many DTC brands. It was about demanding higher standards. They grew fast because they committed to things like vertical integration, actually making their own stuff.
Right, so they weren't just slapping a label on something someone else made.
Exactly. They handcraft these luxury products and sell direct. Owning that process, that's what made the quality possible and kept it somewhat accessible price-wise.
That makes total sense. If you're going to guarantee clean materials in manufacturing, you almost have to control it yourself, right? You can't just hope your suppliers are doing the right thing.
You got it. They started designing in Hoboken, New Jersey, but then they set up their own factory in California so they could hand-make every single mattress, ensuring total transparency over all the materials, whether sourced domestically or imported organic stuff. That control is fundamental to their whole brand.
And probably why they didn't just stay a mattress company for long. That kind of integrity, it lets you build outwards.
Definitely. They moved pretty quickly into becoming a real eco-lifestyle brand. So if you only know Avocado for those core adult mattresses, the Avocado Green, the eco-organic, the luxury organic, and they have different firmness options, pillow tops, all that, well, you're kind of missing the bigger picture of where they are now.
It's a huge range today. It really covers the whole home. We're talking bedding, right? Sheets, duvets, pillows.
Full bedding systems. And then furniture, bed frames, of course, but also other handcrafted furniture. And they have this incredible zero waste collection, which uses upcycled wood scraps from their own FSC certified facility. Pretty cool.
That is cool, using waste streams like that. What else?
Well, there's a whole line for babies and kids, crib mattresses, even kids' pajamas. And they've recently branched out even further into bath and body, things like towels, robes. They even have a grounding dry body oil.
Wow, okay. So really from bedroom to bathroom.
Yeah, and they've done smart partnerships too, like collaborating with Koyuchi, another great organic brand, for some specialized bedding.
Yeah.
It just reinforces that idea. They're not just selling mattresses anymore. They're aiming to be a comprehensive organic lifestyle company.
Selling a whole vetted system, like you said, a healthier way to furnish your home.
And that ties into the kind of luxury they represent. It's not that old school stuffy luxury. The aesthetic is very modern, clean. It definitely sheds that, granola niche stereotype sometimes associated with eco-friendly stuff.
Right. It feels high-end and responsible.
Exactly. They're basically proving the best choice for quality and design can also be the best choice for the planet. You don't have to compromise. Sustainability and luxury aren't mutually exclusive here.
Which is a great transition point. Why is this kind of disruption, this focus on non-toxic and sustainable, so important in this specific industry? Let's talk about the furniture and mattress sector overall. It's massive, right?
Yeah, it's huge. Often kind of opaque, too. We're talking over $750 billion globally, and it's projected to hit over $1 trillion within the next decade.
Wow. That's a staggering amount of stuff being made and sold.
It is. And with that kind of scale, you inevitably get significant environmental and health issues that, frankly, most consumers don't really think about. Let's start with just the end-of-life problem: waste. In the U.S. alone, estimates are over 18 million mattresses get thrown out every single year.
18 million. That's hard to even picture. Just piling up in landfills.
Pretty much. They're bulky, complex, hard to recycle. It's a landfill crisis hiding in plain sight.
Okay, that's the waste side. What about the health side? What's actually in a conventional mattress?
Yeah, this is maybe even more concerning because it's right there in your home, in your bedroom, where you spend a third of your life. Conventional mattresses typically rely on cheap synthetic materials. Lots of petrochemical polyurethane foams, plastics, and then there's the chemical flame retardants, which are often required by law but can be pretty nasty.
Right, that new mattress smell people talk about. That's not exactly a good thing, is it?
No, that's off-gassing. You're literally releasing VOCs, volatile organic compounds, and potentially formaldehyde into your indoor air right after you unbox it. And historically, the industry used some really problematic stuff. Those chemical flame retardants, sometimes fiberglass, PVCs, even PFAS, those forever chemicals.
Oof, PFAS, those are the ones that just don't break down, right? In the environment or our bodies. Linked to all sorts of health issues.
Exactly. They're incredibly persistent.
Yeah.
So a key part of Avocado's approach is just saying no to all of that. They explicitly prohibit harmful chemical flame retardants, fiberglass, PVCs, and PFAS in their products. Full stop.
Okay, so there's avoid the bad stuff. How do they prove it? How do they build trust when there's so much greenwashing out there?
That's where their sustainability leadership really comes in, and it hinges on certifications, real third-party validation.
Yeah.
But it all starts with their fundamental approach, what they call a whole system approach, or sometimes farm to mattress.
Farm to mattress, like farm to table, but for beds.
Kind of. It means creating a radically honest, transparent supply chain. They cut out a lot of the middlemen, which gives them much more control and visibility.
Okay, so let's break down those core materials again through that lens. The latex.
Right. They're Dunlop latex. It's known for being really durable. It's GOLS certified organic. And GOLS, the Global Organic Latex Standard, is critical. It requires over 95% organic content, but it also covers processing and social criteria like fair labor. Avocado gets theirs from farms and processing facilities they co-own or partner with directly in India and Guatemala. That direct link is key.
Okay, got it. And the wool.
Similar story. It's GOTS certified organic wool. That's the Global Organic Textile Standard. It comes from a collective of farms with over 200,000 Gadi sheep way up in the Himachal Pradesh region of northern India. They partner with the Responsible Wool Standard too.
And wool's pretty amazing naturally, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It breathes, it helps regulate temperature, it wicks moisture, and crucially, it acts as a natural fire barrier.
How does that work?
It doesn't really ignite and burn easily. It tends to just char and smolder, essentially self-extinguishing. That means they don't need to add those chemical flame retardants we talked about.
That's a huge plus. But I remember reading something specific about how they clean the wool.
Yes. This is a great example of their commitment. Most industrial wool processing uses pretty harsh sulfuric acid washes or strong chemicals to clean and treat the wool. Avocado insists on a gentler process using only water and biodegradable GIOTS-approved cleansing agents. It takes longer, it might cost more, but it keeps the wool pure.
Only possible because they have that control over the supply chain, I imagine.
Exactly. They refuse to compromise on that purity.
Okay, so these pristine materials arrive. Where do they go next?
They go to Avocado's own factory in Los Angeles, which is also GOTS and GOLS certified. So the integrity is maintained right through manufacturing. And here's another really clever detail in how they make the mattresses. They use traditional techniques, like needle tufting.
Needle tufting, what's that?
Instead of using chemical adhesives or glues to stick all the internal layers of latex, wool, and coils together, they basically use these long needles to pass ribbons or yarn all the way through the mattress, physically binding the layers together. You see those little rosettes on the surface? That's the tufting.
Oh, so that completely gets rid of the need for glues inside the mattress.
Completely, which is massive for avoiding VOCs and maintaining indoor air quality. It's an older, more time-consuming technique, but way healthier. You can literally breathe easier.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, so the product itself is clean. What about their broader environmental footprint? Manufacturing emissions?
They're strong there too. They were actually the very first mattress brand in the world to become climate neutral certified. That was back in 2019. It means they measure all their emissions from sourcing right through to the customer's door, cradle to consumer, and they offset 100% of it. Plus, they advocate for climate policy.
Offsetting is good, but what about reducing waste in the first place, especially in manufacturing?
Their efforts there are kind of staggering, especially for a company making physical goods. They achieved a 78% landfill diversion rate in their operations. That means 78% of the waste generated in their factory is recycled, composted, or reused instead of going to landfill. And that's certified by UL Solutions' Zero Waste to Landfill program.
Wow, 78% diversion is huge for a factory.
It is. And they're the only mattress and bedding company to hold that specific UL Solution certification. Their goal is actually 90% diversion.
That zero-waste furniture collection makes even more sense now. It's a part of that bigger commitment.
Absolutely. Using upcycled wood offcuts is a perfect example of designing waste out.
So underpinning all of this are those third-party certifications. They seem to use them almost like proof points against greenwashing.
Totally. They don't just say they're green, they show the receipts. They're certified B Corp, which is a rigorous assessment of social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. They're legally required to consider impact alongside profit, and they're big supporters of 1% for the planet, even won their Pinnacle Award.
And for the consumer, focused on health and safety.
That's where Made Safe comes in. Certifies products are made without known harmful chemicals. EWG, verified from the Environmental Working Group, another trusted nonprofit, and Green Guard Gold, which specifically tests for low chemical emissions, important for indoor air quality.
Okay, so a whole suite of logos. But sometimes companies certify just one part of a product, right?
Good point. And that's another area where Avocado stands out. Take the Ogi-Kotex Standard 100 certification, for example. It tests for harmful substances. Avocado got this certification for the entire mattress, every single layer, thread, zipper, the works. Not just the cover fabric or one layer of cotton.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. They were apparently the first traditional inner spring-style mattress in the U.S. to meet that comprehensive standard for the entire product.
Okay, so if we zoom out now, try to capture the big picture, what's the main takeaway about Avocado's model?
I think the main thing is their goal isn't just to make products that are slightly less bad than the conventional options. They are actively trying to set a fundamentally higher bar for the whole industry. And the way they achieve that, the only way they can credibly guarantee it, is through that vertical integration. Owning or directly controlling key parts of the process, from the farms growing the latex and wool to the certified factory crafting the mattress right to your home. That's how they ensure those tough certifications are actually valid for the product you receive.
So they're really a model for how you can build a sustainable business across different categories, showing that top quality, even luxury, and real verifiable sustainability aren't trade-offs.
Exactly. They're linked if you commit to that level of control and transparency in your supply chain.
That transparency is key, isn't it? It lets the consumer actually know what they're buying, cutting through the marketing noise.
That's the ultimate defense against greenwashing in this whole home goods space, knowing exactly what's in the products you bring into your home.
Great insights. Okay, if you're listening and you're interested in finding more brands and innovators like Avocado, people really dedicated to creating a greener world, please subscribe to the Seeing Green podcast and then head over to the Seeing Green website. That's www.seeinggreen.eco to see more trailblazers making real strides in eco-friendly living.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow us at Seeing Green Eco across your favorite social media channels so you never miss the latest deep dives and spotlights.
All right, before we wrap up, Here's a final thought to maybe mull over, building on what we discussed. We talked about the materials in the factory, but Avocado explicitly connects the welfare of the people involved. The farmers in India growing the wool, the factory teams in LA making the beds to the quality of the final product. They highlight fair labor and living wages as core values, often embedded within those GOTS and GOLS certifications. So the question is, when you choose to invest in a certified organic product, are you also consciously thinking about investing in that whole system of fair labor behind it? And how visible is that human element, that ethical dimension, to you as a consumer?
Something important to consider. Okay, I think I'm going to check out those Greener Bites recipes now. Dinner planning time. We hope to see you over on the website, too.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Seeing Green Spotlight Series podcast.